Today, you're going to answer one question that will determine where your life leads you in the next 6 months. And I know you're ready to answer it because you chose to listen to this episode. And the fact that you did, it tells me that you do want to create a better life and that you want to know how to make cool things happen. And I'm here to help you do it because today's episode, I don't really think about it as a conversation. I think about this episode as a free workshop. How cool is that? It's a workshop where I'm going to ask you a question that will help you become laser focused about what you're going to make happen in the next 6 months. Because time is going to keep moving, whether you do or not. And after today's workshop, one thing is for sure. You're not going to let that time just pass you by because you are going to make something really cool happen in the next 6 months. Now, I know that we have a ton of new listeners to the Mel Robbins podcast. So first of all, I just wanted to thank you for tuning in, for spending some time with me. It's a real honor to be here with you. We also want to welcome you to the Mel Robbins podcast family. And I think it's important that I give you a little bit of background if you're new, okay? I often do these free series that help you take what you're learning on the Mel Robbins podcast and apply it to your life at a deeper level. I always do one at the end of the year to help you create the best year that you can and to find your goals. And this episode that you're listening to, yeah, it's like a free workshop, but it's part of a series that I'm launching right now called Make It Happen that helps you translate what you want into action, okay? Because I do believe that you have big dreams and they're really important. And I also believe that setting goals is critical to you creating a better life because dreams and goals, they do two really important things. First of all, they give you a sense of direction and they define a game worth playing. And when you define goals and when you have big dreams, it basically helps you lift yourself out of the day-to-day minutia and create more meaning and excitement in your life. And so, as I mentioned, I do these free workshops, and there's always one that I do at the beginning of the year. If you didn't take it, no problem. The one that I did at the beginning of this year was called Best Year, and I led a workshop on how you go through the process of setting goals in order to make this the best year of your life. And I'm really proud to share with you that almost 1 million of you not only took the workshop on how to create the best year, but you also downloaded the free 29-page workbook that acted as a companion to that workshop. And I filled out the workbook with you, and I planned out my goals for an incredible 2024 to make this the best year, and I'm going to come back to that in a minute. But here's the thing. That was 4 months ago, right? Seemed like a long time ago. It was 4 months ago. And as I'm taping this right now, here in the United States, it's April. We are in the height of spring. And that means that 4 months have gone by since you and I planned out the year. 4 months have gone by in your life too. And whether you were part of the Best Year workshop or not, whether you set goals for 2024 or not, I'm just wondering, how's it going? Do you even know how you're tracking against the goals you set for yourself? Or if you weren't that intentional about what you wanted to make happen this year, are you thinking about the things that you thought you would take on this year? And I'm pointing this out not to be a jerk, not to call you out, but to say it is so easy and fun to plan, isn't it? But the devil is really in the details of the execution. So I wanted to use our time today to help you think about the next 6 months, because we're a third of the way through the year. And the things that you want to make happen, they're not going to happen by accident. They will happen on purpose. So I've shown up here with a really big purpose, and that is to help you define a game worth playing over the next 6 months and to teach you how to make it happen. And I've designed our conversation today to be a workshop so that you can get very serious about the next 6 months of your life for real. Like what's going to happen between now and October. And then we're going to talk about how to make it happen. And so before we kind of jump into the meat of this workshop, I want to give you a few sort of instructions on the logistics. First of all, this episode has a free companion workbook. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can see it right now. It's bright green. It says Make It Happen with Mel Robbins. If you are listening, you can kind of hear that I've got this in my hands. And I want to tell you something. You want to get your hands on this puppy, and you can download it for free at melrobbins.com/makeithappen. That's melrobbins.com/makeithappen. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen when you go to melrobbins.com/makeithappen. First of all, there's going to be a welcome video for me. Secondly, you're going to be able to download this workbook. And third, you will also see that I've created 2 brand new video trainings that you can watch on your own time that will help you go even deeper into this free workbook. And it will be an extension of this podcast episode, which is really kind of kicking off this project called Make It Happen. So just go to melrobbins.com/makeithappen. And once you download your workbook, it's right here in my hands. I can't wait till you see this. I will send you a link to the video trainings once they're live, and you can watch them when you want. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this for you, and I'm going the extra mile here, is simple. I'm humbled that your support made the Mel Robbins podcast the number 5 most followed podcast in the world on Apple last year. And we have consistently been ranked in the top 10 podcasts on all platforms in the entire world for the past 4 months this year. You did that. And as you know, I'm on a mission to empower you with tools to help you create a better life. And I want you to not just listen and learn and be inspired and empowered and to feel like you're not alone and that you're here with your buddy Mel Robbins, but I really, truly want you to take action and apply what you're learning to your life, because it's only through the action that you will make it happen, that you will see change stick, and that you will see your life getting better. And when I saw that almost 1 million of you downloaded the guide to creating the best year and setting goals, I was like, okay, I got to figure out how to help you go a little further. We got to take the next step. Like, now that you're clear about what matters to you, about what your goals are, I want to help you bridge that gap between creating the plan and making the plan a reality, okay? Where we go from thought to action. And the coaching that I do and the workshop that I do every year at the end of the year is about creating a great year. It's about getting clear about what you want. Here's how this workshop is different. It's a check-in about what you want, but it's focused on translating that to the actions that make it happen. And if you're somebody who's been working on your plan, you've been creating the best year ever, you're going to the gym, you're writing the novel, you've gotten the new job, you're getting a better mindset, you're taking the steps, fan-frickin-tastic, then you're going to use this training as an important opportunity to really define for yourself even clearer targets that you're going to hit in the next 6 months. Maybe you're going to raise the game. Maybe you're going to pivot on the game. Maybe you're going to add in something entirely new because you're just kicking ass and taking names. Because if you've already been working on some of your goals, then you've probably learned some things in the past 4 months. And in fact, I can give you 2 examples of this from my own life. So at the beginning of the year, one of my goals this year was to get my hormones balanced and to take control of my health and to stop complaining about it. And I got to say something, Mel Robbins, you done good, kid, because for the past 4 months, I've been doing more resistance training. I've been following the expert advice. I've been putting myself through a gut reset program. I've been doing the intermittent fasting. I've been doing a lot of zone 2 cardio. And you know what? It's working. Pretty cool, you know? Kind of neat that when you take the simple advice that's backed by science and you actually do it, you see the results. However, 4 months in, I've learned a lot and I'm seeing a lot of progress. And I want to assess where I am and make a very intentional and strategic decision about where I'm going to go next. And let me give you another example of why a pivot is super important. Because another goal that I set at the beginning of the year when I did the workshop on creating the best year was I really wanted to make it a goal to save money. I haven't done squat about it. I mean, nada, nothing. In fact, if I had to guess, I've been so unintentional about it that I've not only not made saving happen, I've probably spent more money than I usually do. Now, this goal still kind of matters to me, but if I plan on saving money and making that happen, then I got to use this workshop to give myself a reality check, because I'm going to need to do something different. I got to show up differently in the next 6 months. I got to have a different approach. And so in both of these examples, whether it's the strength training, which has been working, or my goal of saving money, which I've failed miserably at, I will benefit from taking a beat and using this workshop to create a strategic pivot, right? You refine what you're doing and clarify your goals, or you remove it to make room for something that you actually care about. And by taking the time today to go through this workshop with you as I teach it, I'm also going to be doing it, and I assess what I really want to make happen in the next 6 months, it will help me with both those goals. And whether I pivot on the approach or I decide I don't care about that right now and I want to focus on something else, that idea is so important. And most of the time, you do not take the time to do that. So whether you've set goals for this year or not, whether you're making progress on your goals or not, this workshop and the episode you're listening to, the perfect thing for you to spend time on today, because it will leave you with a big game for the next 6 months. So go to melrobbins.com/make-it-happen. Get your workbook, get it, and please share this episode and then share the workbook sign up with absolutely everyone you know. What was so cool about the one that we did at the end of the year is so many of you filled out the year-end planning guide with your family. Oh my God. And it made a huge difference. You actually got together. You did it in person, and it improved the dynamic and the energy and the relationships in your family. I also saw so many of you online posting about it with your teams and your roommates and your friends. It was so cool. Well, guess what? This workshop, exact same power and possibility. Share it, share it, share it, because it's going to translate the clarity that you will have into action. And the truth is, there's no reason why you can't make these next 6 months amazing. There's no reason why you can't make big things happen. And that's exactly what this workshop is going to do. So please share it. All right. Got it? Good. Let's jump into it. Whether you set goals for 2024 or not, I'm just wondering, how's it going? I wanted to use our time today to help you think about the next 6 months, because we're a third of the way through the year. 6 months from now, what's it feel like in your day-to-day life?